in ministry that have a phenomenal story, all kinds of business owners, from restaurants to beauty to financial side. We are looking for it all. Hello. Welcome back to Tears to Purpose Real Talk. I am Elder Lakia Barnett, and you're on mute, mother.
I'm sorry, I'm Mrs. Hubbard. We're glad that you're back. It's been a while, but we're here, and we're glad that you all came back to join us. It's the middle of the week, and so you only have 2 more days left. So enjoy.
And she's right, so get it together. Anywho, we are back to be live with brand new episodes with some amazing people that's coming up. So make sure you turn all of your notifications on, like, tag, and follow and share. Let somebody know that we are on. So listen, we have an amazing show, amazing guest that is going to be joining us today. So go ahead and tag all down your timeline. Let somebody know that we are on, because guess what? You are going to be amazed by this young lady in her testimony. I was ecstatic when I heard about her, and I'm telling you, the whole world will know about her really soon. Okay, so just hold on tight, and we're going to jump into this clip real quick, and we'll be right back.
I want to know, could you come by my house tomorrow and help me move some things?
Wow. That lady is weird and creepy.
You fell asleep. It's so late.
People's souls to the door. This is not a joke. You must listen. Stay away from her. She's a serpent, and that's divination. She's not worshiping God. She's worshiping the devil.
You all need to see that short film. I'm trying to tell you.
Warning. A true warning. We thank God for that short film. You guys, if you have not watched it, please go to our YouTube channel and go and watch the film. Why Didn't I Listen? It's a short film, but it's effective. It is much needed. It talks about what is happening in probably your local jurisdiction. It could be happening within your bloodline. Witchcraft, I don't play when it comes to none of that stuff. And God has a mandate to shut it down in every system, in every form of darkness that is behind it. So I want you to please go and watch that short film and share it with your family and friends. It is a must see for sure. So speaking of a must see, mother, we have another must see. Listen, it's been about 4 years since this play came forth, and we have to bring it back because the message is very clear. We are in the end time, and we got to continue to spread the gospel every way we know how. And the way that Tears to Purpose knows how to do that is through films, through plays, through monologues, through skits, through the arts. So listen, I'm about to bring up this flyer on the screen. And this flyer is going to talk about our upcoming stage play that we are bringing back to the stage. And that is called Warning, Sound the Alarm Stage Play. It is hitting the stage again. It has been 4 years since we released this play. It is happening in Oxon Hill, Maryland on May the 6th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This thing is not to be played with. You understand what I'm saying? The message is clear. And you need to go get your family, your aunties, your uncles. If they're not doing anything, come to the play if you are in the DMV area, and make sure that you share it with somebody. It will bless their entire life. I promise you. The cast is amazing. We have youth dancers again coming back, some a lot older than they was 4 years ago. And we have some new faces that will be joining the cast this time around. And we are absolutely excited about what God is doing through the arts. So listen, all the information is on the flyer. Even if you cannot come, please donate so that we can keep doing what we are doing in the arts and keep moving as God has called us to do in the Kingdom Arts um, sphere. Okay, so all the information is on the flyer. Make sure you share with your family and friends this great play that is coming back to the stage. So, Mother, what you got for us this month?
Well, this month is domestic violence prevention against children. So, just like adults, a lot of children, uh, it's just not good. It's just not good. They have all types of things against children, and I don't like it at all. I mean, in the word it says, when you touch one of God's children, I feel for you. See, he said you might as well just put a rock or a milestone around your neck and jump in the river. That's going to be easier for you than what God has for you when you touch one of these little children. They are innocent, and he loves these children. They have done nothing to nobody. So why would somebody want to hurt them? So we have to work on that as far as the prevention of children against domestic violence this month. That's all this month is all about, protecting the children and speaking out for them.
I love
So
it. So let's just be aware, you guys, be
yeah,
aware of it. When
most
Mother brought
definitely.
it to my attention, I was just like, wow, yes, we have to share this. We share everything
Mhm.
else. So we definitely have to share this and keep making the awareness. Amen. So
Yeah,
somebody can get free, somebody can get healed, somebody can be everything.
yeah, yeah.
And we just pray on the behalf of these children in their situations.
Mm-hmm.
Mother.
All right. So now we're going to bring on Miss Paige Parker to the stage. Hi, Paige.
Hi everyone.
How are you today?
I'm blessed. I'm in the land of the living. I'm still here.
That's right.
So
That's a blessing
every
right
day I
there.
wake up and I'm able to be a mother. I'm able to be a wife. I'm able to talk to somebody. I'm
Yes.
blessed. I cannot complain at all.
Amen. Amen. Well, we want to welcome you to the show and thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on. So I'm going to jump right in and ask you just go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us about your story.
Okay, well, my name is Paige Parkinson. That's what I'm known by on social media. I go by Paige Saye, which is my husband's last name. Um, I am a mother. I am a wife. I am the CEO of About My Father's Business, which
All
is
right.
a thing I do every once a month. I go around my city and I feed the homeless people, me and my family, my husband and my kids. 'Cause it's just something that I love to do.
Okay.
Also, in the meantime, I have a YouTube channel where, in parts, I share my story, my testimony, um, what God had brought me through, and why I'm still here today. Um, I do a lot. My life never ends. I'm always running, trying to do something. Whether it's helping somebody, whether it's counseling to somebody. I'm a 100% woman. However God want to use me, I allow Him to. I
All
go to
right.
school currently for LVN. That's the career I want to finish off in because I feel like I like to help people, but also I can also spread God word while I'm helping people. So that's what I'm planning on doing now. Just finishing my certification in licensed veteran nurse.
Okay. So how how did you get about come about doing this feeding the homeless, and I mean what inspired you to do that?
Well, like me and so many other people, I've been homeless before.
Okay.
Never to the point where it was like I couldn't, you know, feed like God didn't provide when I didn't have anything to eat. He always have provided. But just being in that situation made me want to feed the homeless people. So it's something I took a passion into. so just one day, me and my father. I'm sorry about the background noise. I had to be outside, y'all, and I live by a train track. That's the crazy part about it. But my one day, me and my father was talking, and it's something that he do. So I was like, I ain't never thought about that, going around. We go to like where I'm from, we have a lot of hoods, like a lot of homeless people, a lot of hoods.
Mm.
So he grew up in the hood, a street person. So he was like, I go take care of the people because, Father Yahweh said if you take care of his people, he gonna take care of you. But he do it because it's from the heart. So I
Mhm.
found out, that that's something I had a passion for too. So I would run into him on the streets doing it while I was doing it. So it's just something I just kind of took a love for. I feel like, some people are called to do certain things. I
Yeah.
know my calling, and that's to help people as much as I can, and that's to tell this testimony that God gave me.
Okay. And what better way to help a person being homeless and you have been through that, so you know how they feel.
Hmm.
And yeah, and that makes a big difference. So you can't tell me nothing about smoking or drinking or whatever if you haven't been through that. So you have been through this, so that's the good thing.
Yes, I lived it. Yes, and yes, ma'am, I lived it. I
Okay.
did. And even though God, he always provided, even in,
Yeah.
in my lowest points when I couldn't figure out how I was going to be able to eat, he sent somebody, to make sure I ate. And it be at those points, um, when you feel like he abandoned you, that he just show up, So it's like
That's him.
never lose your faith because he gonna take care of you. And I know how
Yeah.
that feel. Hunger,
Yeah.
hunger. If you
Mhm.
can't do nothing, buy somebody to eat. Even if you don't trust them with the money, even though it's not your concern after they leave your hand, you know, bless them the best way you can. That's what I try
Yeah.
to do. I mean, we bring clothes too, like all our old clothes, because I remember the most hurtful thing I seen was when me and my husband was like, we was feeding them under this highway where I stayed, and the woman was like, "Can I have your box?" And I said, "Yeah, of course." She laid it down and laid on the box, and then
Mhm.
I remember bringing my husband out there with me the first time, and he seen, like, out of nowhere, he just seen a whole bunch of people just line up. I'm talking about,
Mm.
he was passing out water so fast he broke a sweat, because the I don't understand how you stay somewhere and it's not nothing to help them. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's crazy that people like me, we taking the food out of our house in the old clothes. I bring shoes, clothes, pillowcases, sheets, whatever I
Mhm.
can do, I bring it.
Right.
If I'm not using it, I know somebody else that can. So
Yeah.
that's close to my heart. When I see a homeless person, or what I'm saying, if I see somebody with a sign on the side of the road, that touches my heart. It tugs at my heart. So
Mhm.
I'm called to help. So that's what I'm gonna do. You know.
Yes. Yes. And that's a good thing. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to help each other. So, tell us about your homeless story.
Well, I was in a relationship. I was in a relationship, and me and my ex husband, we got evicted from our apartment. We had to sleep in our car,
Mm.
with my son. And I've been in like this like the second relationship I had been in like that. And then as I was growing up, my grandmother, she tried to provide the best way she could, but sometimes we didn't have it.
Yeah.
And I speak on it, what I'm saying, because I know some people, they live that life, but they embarrassed to talk about it. But I later on found out that the struggles that I went through in my childhood, it made me the strong woman I am. Because
Mhm.
let me tell you something about a person that's been homeless before. I don't have to have a full amount of items in the icebox or in the pantry. But I
Mhm.
guarantee you, I can whip up a meal so bad with just a few,
Right.
just
Right.
the
Right.
few things you give me,
Mhm.
the few things you give me, because I lived that life, and
Right.
it made. I tell people all the time, it made me the woman I am today. Like if we had to go back to the caveman times, who know
Mhm.
how to? who know how to go out there and hunt, survive, make
Hmm.
something out of nothing is me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my
Okay.
husband, I tell my husband that all the time. Like he be like, he asked me why I do certain things. I told him you have to be prepared for everything. That's how I
Well,
look
that's
at
good
it.
enough. Yeah. Yeah.
You
That's
have to be
good.
prepared for everything. I don't trust the government.
Mm-mm.
Anything can happen with these cell phones, with
Yeah.
this electricity. I'm gonna keep some candles. I'm gonna keep some
Yeah.
that you ain't gotta hook up in a wall. I'm gonna
That's
make
right.
sure me and my family stay good around here. That's
Hmm.
what struggle and homelessness and not eating made me. You know.
Okay.
So I thank my grandmother for that
Yeah.
experience, even though I know she wanted better for me. It's
Right.
just the life that I was dealt. So I
Hmm.
had to learn how to make the best with the hand that God gave me.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, we all, even though, uh, the Bible says the devil meant it for bad, but God turned it around for your good.
That's the
So
story of
by,
my life.
yeah, okay. So by you being with your grandmother and she doing that, she was basically teaching you
It
how
teach
to
you life.
survive,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what. So, and then now you can teach somebody else
Yep.
how to survive. This is what you do, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and you got to do it. Don't wait till the last minute to try and do it because you might not be able to get what you need. So, in other words, while you up on this mountaintop, store things away
Yep. And that's
because you're
that's
not gonna
me.
always you're not gonna always be up there.
My husband be like, "Why are we buying spam out the store?" And mind you, I ain't cooked spam since I was a little girl. I'm 31
Yeah.
years old. I told him anything can happen. A storm can come out of nowhere. Bet you that
Yeah.
spam gonna make sure we eating around here. Tuna fish, whatever. I'm telling y'all, y'all don't know. If I can show y'all my pantry, I'm stocked up for at least 3, 4 years around here. And
And that's
and
good.
and maybe not for me. I might be stocked up for somebody else.
That's
You
right.
know, you sure say
Hmm.
the same. I'm going in the rapture with him, and that food might be for the next person left behind. You understand what I'm saying?
There
So that's
you
how
go.
I think. I don't just think black and white. I think a little bit further. And I thank my grandmother for that.
Yes. That's good. That's good. Well, I thank you so much for sharing what you had, what you've been through. I'm going to turn you over to Elder because I'm sure she has some very interesting questions for you. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
All right, Miss Page, Lord, missionary, evangelist, all these things that you are. Amen. You're amazing. We have a lot in common from me just listening to you a little bit.
Mhm.
A lot in common, especially that homeless piece. I'm trying to tell you, people just don't understand that God literally births purpose out of your pain. And that's just what it is. So I want to tap into a little bit because I found out about you through Miss Angela. Shout out to her, Miss Angela Smith. She does
That's
amazing
mommy.
things. Yes, in the podcast radio world, she does a lot of things for the author. She is very much a true woman who loves helping people. I call her the door opener. She opens up
Yes.
the door and you walk in there, and I promise you, it's some more doors probably coming after that. But
Mhm.
that's what I like to call her. But I listened to your a little bit of your story. So can you tap into the other side? We talked about your homeless side, but what did you? Because I know on your YouTube channel, and I said I was going to sit down and go back and watch your YouTube channel. But tell us about the flip side of your other story because um, I know it hasn't always been easy for you, and I know that you have went through a lot of different things. So why don't you tap into that other portion of your story?
Okay, yes. Okay, well, 11 years ago, I was in an abusive relationship. And it resulted in me killing my abuser. And so I was about, I want to say 21 or 22 when it happened. And for 11 years, I held this in
Mhm.
because it was so traumatizing and it was so hurtful and it was so imprinted on my brain. I didn't want to think about it no more. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to. For me, it was over with, and I was past it, and I was free, and I didn't care to talk about it or discuss it anymore. But
Mhm.
I realized that through them 11 years, when I sat on this story, that God wouldn't leave me alone about it.
Mhm.
He wasn't gonna leave me alone about it. I dreamed about it. He spoke to me about it. You know, he was constantly telling me, "Go tell him what I did for you. Go tell him how I brought you out. You have something to give to them." And so I remember the day my trial was over with, and I looked at my auntie and I said, "Cause God got a way of bringing things back to your remembrance
Mhm.
when you don't want to remember it."
Right.
And so I remember speaking to my auntie, and I said, "I'm done with this. I don't ever want to go back to this." 'Cause it was so hurtful. It was so, sometimes when things hurt us, we just try to hide it away and
Yes.
and suppress it. We try to suppress
Mhm.
it, thinking that that's gonna make it go away, or we try to smoke it away, or we try to drink it away, or we try to find some type of numb
Yeah.
medicine for it at that moment. But God was like, "I don't care what you do. I'm not going nowhere. You're gonna tell your story." So I fought with God. Like, was it Jacob that wrestled him? I fought
Mhm.
with him. We wrestled. We
Yeah.
wrestled. No, God, I don't know how to talk on social media. See, let me tell you something about me. In person, I'm not a shy person at all. My husband can tell you, like, I talk to anybody. I talk to anybody. I don't care how you look, what you have on, what color you is. I'm a very open, blunt person. And on social media, I just couldn't get with it. I was like, no, I don't want people in my mind. I don't want them to know my business. People do too much on
Mhm.
social media. I couldn't see myself being transparent in front of a camera. I didn't want to do that, you know? So I talked to God and I said, well, I tell you what, if you can train me how to talk on camera, then I'll tell my story. So I remember last year, it was like last year, domestic violence is in October. And I can't really understand that because this is something that goes on 24/7,
Right.
365 yearly. And it's different forms of it.
Mhm.
It's not just a physical thing. See, people think domestic violence is physical
Yeah.
and that's it. You
Mm-mm.
have to see it. No, it is mental, it's emotional,
That's
it's
right.
psychological, it's all kind of different forms, mentally.
Mhm.
It's a bunch of, you can go to church and get spiritually abused and people don't
Mm.
know that. So I remember doing this thing with God, and I was like, train me how to talk on social media, and I would try to tell my story. But my job for 11 years, I didn't know what to start. I didn't know what I was gonna do. But my auntie told me, she said something is inside of you that has to birth out to help people. She basically told me that I was stopping people from being delivered by holding my story inside of me. You understand what I'm saying? So she basically told me, she said, you got something that's gonna help move people, and they need to hear you. Did I know this story was gonna go as far as it did? No. Was I planning on it to go as far as it did? No. But they say the way God think not like you.
That's right.
It's
Mhm.
far from you. So what I did was last year for domestic violence, 2022. God was like, okay, you scared to talk on camera? Play with your social media for a while. Like get on your Snapchat and talk to yourself. Practice when you're alone. Work on the way you talk to people. Try to work on getting out of being camera shy. But the whole time I'm planning on doing this, I'm telling my husband like I'm not ready for this. But God said we're gonna get you ready. You about to get ready. So I remember the first time. If you go back and watch my first video, you can tell I was nervous talking to the camera. But through parts of my story, you can see how God just moved me up in levels and levels and levels and levels. Like
Mhm.
the video just kept getting so much better and better and better. The way I'm talking, the way I'm speaking, is like when I tell my story. Somebody always told me when you got something important going on, ask God to go before you. And so
That's
I
right.
pray. I
Yeah.
pray. I be like, God, before I get on this camera, in the name of Jesus, I pray that you touch my mouth. Let the words of your mouth come out of my mouth. Let me speak the way you want to. Let me talk the way you want to. Don't let the devil
Mhm.
take over. I'm preaching to the page inside of me. Cause she gotta rise up. Cause I got people to save.
Yeah.
And I'm just listening to God in my ear telling me this every time I take the camera. So my situation, it was devastating to me because here I am 11 years trying to tell my story of embarrassment. It was embarrassing for me to talk about it because they called me the Mother's Day killer. You know, they
Mm.
was basically trying to say that I killed this man over flowers in a car. And
Wow.
for 11 years, you would think I would want to say something when it first began, but I was like, I'm done. I don't want to. But God said, you're going to talk. You're going to
Mhm.
speak. So I made the video last year. I put it out there. I prayed over it. I put it out there. I told God, take it where you want it to go. It's not about me. See, you have to move self out the way so God can get the glory. And I see that now. You understand? Me telling my story, it ain't even about me. See, people think it's about me. It's not about me. It's about God getting the glory. He need to get out of my story because I didn't do that for myself. Money didn't help me. People couldn't help me. My mama couldn't help me. My daddy couldn't help me. Nothing helped me but Father Yahweh. He was there for me the whole time. He carried me. That's why I love that poem Footprints. I don't know if a lot of y'all know it, but it basically telling me I was there for you. Not you
All the
didn't you feel
time.
like I wasn't there, but I carried you the whole
That's
time.
right.
Carried.
Yeah.
So I had to let people know. I put that first video out there. Okay, I did that. I got pregnant. I had two babies in 1 year. So I remember people ask me like, "You not gonna talk about what happened?" I'm just like, I'm I'm at a point in my life where I'm just I don't really want to speak on it. I want to do it. So I put I was talking to my hairdresser and I was telling her about it because she had never heard about it. I've been talking to her for 2 years. She's been doing my hair for 2 years. And I was like, yeah, yeah. So I was trying to show her the video on YouTube, and then lo and behold, another video had came up of a person that made a video thinking they know my story. I
Mm.
let that slide. But it's like I said, God know what to do and how to do it because it's like after I seen that video, it kind of made me mad because I'm like, why they still coming for me? Why
Mm.
people think they know my story? So it's like
Right.
God was like, because you not done, you got something to say. So I got a notification on my YouTube channel that his sister had commented and was like, God gonna judge you for what you did. And I told her, y'all so full of anger. I pray for y'all every night because we don't serve the same God. You want God to be evil to me, but he's not that God. He's loving, he's merciful, he's
Mhm.
forgiving. He's not that type of God. So I got mad and God knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. I got mad and I got in my car and I just made a video. Part two, here we go. Part two took off quick.
Uh,
Everybody was like, okay, what a third part? What a third part? What a third part? And so I'm looking at these comments of these women and they like, I'm talking about blowing my phone up from Facebook, blowing my phone up from YouTube, how my story is inspiring and it changed their life. And so here go part three. It's like the more I put out, the more I'm talking about men
mm.
in my inbox sending me
Say it
long,
again.
detailed messages about how my story is changing their life. They're looking at their wives different. They're looking at their women different. See, God started showing me like you wasn't doing this for you. You had a multitude of women and men to save. You understand what I'm saying? He every video I made, he started to make me understand that I wasn't just healing for myself. I'm helping everybody that's around the world in abusive relationships heal. You understand what I'm saying? Some women they contact me and they still tell me they going through it. I'm telling them y'all can call me anytime. Ask my husband, my phone be ringing, so it be just going off. But I see now that what I went through, much is given because much is required. Here I am, I'm young. I'm like 21, 20 years old, facing a murder charge. I don't know how I'm gonna get myself out of it. So after 11 years, that's why in some of my videos, I just break. You never know how messed up your life be until you telling somebody else about it. You know, you never see the hurt that you went through. You never see the pain you went through. You never really understand. So sometimes in my videos, I just bust out crying because I be like, God, you really pulled me through all of it. You really pulled me through all of it. And it's amazing because I look back at my life and I look at the abuse that I went through. And I sometimes when I'm telling my stories, I be like, why did I allow myself to stay in it? You know, why did I allow myself to go through that? And it wasn't until later on in life that God revealed to me that I had an abandonment spirit. I had an abandonment spirit because I was looking for that love from my daddy and my abuser. And that's why I tell people that when people be in situations and they can't find a way out or to leave, or they don't want to leave right away, it come from something from their background. So don't judge nobody if they can't leave a cheating man, or don't judge nobody if they can't leave an abuser, or don't judge nobody because they can't leave a situation that looks toxic on the outside, but in the inside it's something in their background, or it's something in their upbringing, or it's something that they was exposed to that make them be the way they are when they in relationships, to the point where they don't want to let go. And that's why it's important that you find God. Because women, we get in relationships and we forget how to love ourselves how we did when we first walked into that relationship. See, when you in a relationship, it's not about you no more. 80% of your love and your attention go to that man. And see, with me, the first time I fell in love with a man, I thought that's how a man was supposed to love me. So I'm not lying when I tell you sometimes when he didn't beat me, I feel like he didn't love me. You see how toxic this is? You understand what I'm saying? How you can mistake hurt for love? That's why I tell people all the time, my story is deep. I speak on all of it. I speak on how I was homeless. I speak up on the abandonment spirit. I speak up because God wanted me to. The reason why this story is going in parts is because God wanted me to share every detail of my life. I'm not leaving nothing out. Nothing at all. So I go deep in my stories. I talk about how I had to warm up water sometimes because my grandma couldn't afford to pay the gas bill. I talk about how I was embarrassed. I had to drop out of school because I didn't have. I talk about all of that because I want people to be able to relate, and I want them to understand that I went through all of that. And look how God cleaned me up. I don't look like nothing that I've been through.
Absolutely. We don't look like what we go through, right? Most people be like, how the world you still standing up after all that? But I'm trying to tell you, your story is amazing. And I love how you said that you're seeing men and women. Because here's the thing. People get this stigmatization that men don't go through abuse or they don't go through stuff. Men go through stuff, okay? And and I'm just like so amazed at just what God is doing in your life and excited all at the same time for you to keep pushing and doing what you're doing. I literally just a few minutes ago when you were talking, I don't know if this ever came across your mind, but it's literally like I was hearing phones ringing in the spirit. It almost sounds like a call center. It almost sounds like, you know, how they call the hotlines and they have people telling their stories or telling about the situations that they're in. I just see like a center that you're going to have that God may birth from your womb. It is going to be pertaining to domestic violence.
Amen. I
And it's going
received
to
it.
be pertaining, and it's going to go hand in hand. It may even go coincide with homelessness and things like that. It may do that because these are the things you already walked in, so God can trust you with this type of thing. It probably ain't never been done nowhere else in your family line or whatever, but you getting ready to do something. I just kept hearing phones ringing, like people just calling and calling and calling and saying, hey, I need this. Child, you might have to hire some folk to be some prayer warriors, to be on your team
Amen.
to help
Amen.
assist with these souls, because that's what they are, that are going to come and they're going to want to talk and they're going to want to, to hear, how can I get out? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just speaking this thing in the atmosphere. I know what I hear in the spirit, and I'm just going to say what I hear, and we're going to stand in agreement that God will give you everything you need. He will give you the funding that you need to birth this thing out so that you can continue doing what you're doing in your purpose page. So listen, That name by itself is prophetic. Page. You got some more pages that you getting ready to write. You understand what I'm saying?
Amen.
So I'm trying to
Amen.
tell. So
Amen.
I
I'm trying to tell
receive
you,
it.
it's just such amazing. So listen, tell us a little bit about my father's business, your nonprofit. So what are your plans going forward? I know we in the middle of 2023 already. This is kind
Yes.
of speed passing here. But what is your
It is
plan
so
for your
crazy.
nonprofit?
First off, I'm working on getting my LLC for that. Miss Angela, mommy, I love mommy. She's trying to help me get into that. The second thing is finding a building where I'm at. See, I want to start off in the Golden Triangle because I live in a small town in Texas. So I want to start off small so that I can expand like different places around. I want to start in Texas. And then I want to work my way every which way. I want to go wherever people need help at because
Mm-hmm.
I go to cities like Houston and I go to cities like Dallas and I see how much horrible it is. It's worse out there than it is, and where I'm from. So I want to take my father's business and I wanna expand as far as I can because it's like why are we with these contracts and buildings and everything and we don't have
Come on, Lord.
it's like it's crazy to me that we have all these people in office and nobody have the resources to help these homeless people. I remember out here they had a Salvation Army and they start charging people $10 a night, to stay a night and then they go on the next day. I feel like with my organization, I wanted to be a program. I wanted to be a program to where homeless people come stay for a certain amount of time. In that time of them staying, we find them to help to get their ID, find them to help to get the job, like the lost documents that they have. A step by step program to get them up in life or get the help that they need so that they can go out there to take care of themselves and get back on their feet in life. Not just give
Mm-hmm.
them a place to stay, a place to, let's help them. Most homeless
You're
people
right.
don't have IDs. Most homeless people don't have social security cards. Most homeless people
Mm-hmm.
don't have really none of their information. So why not start a program where, okay, come live at this homeless shelter for 3 to 4 months. In those 3 to 4 months, we're gonna help you on your feet to the point where you work about the third the second month. You should have a good job. You should be saving your money. I want them to have an account while they're at the homeless shelter where they can actually just put money up,
Mm-hmm.
take certain amounts, for cigarettes or whatever they want to do. $20 a week, every 2 weeks, or however they get paid, so that when they leave out, they can actually see their money. And then while they
Yeah.
leaving out, we can fill out apartment applications for them, low income housing, get them somewhere to stay. Because
Right.
I have heard people say like, if they homeless is by their choice. Yes, but sometimes some people need help. Some people
Right.
need help.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
y'all talk about, okay, well, just put them in a homeless shelter. No, let's get them some programs to the point where we push them to want to do better with their life. Let's
Yes.
let's rebuild their life, help them rebuild their life from when they
Mm-hmm.
lost it. Let's do that. Let's take
Amen.
a homeless shelter a little bit further. The ones that don't have no GED, the ones that don't have no diploma.
Mm-hmm.
That's like
There
you
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 go.
throwing you throwing them like I seen all my life where judges be quick to throw like a person that's mentally unstable in a jailhouse, feeling like that's gonna be the help that they need. No, let's get
No,
them
it's
some
not.
real help.
Mm-mm.
So my idea for homelessness, it go further than that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not just trying to throw you in a house and give you a place to stay for a little while. No, we're gonna get you some help. So that's what I
Amen.
plan on doing with About My Father's Business nonprofit organization. That's what I want to do.
And it's needed for sure. It's needed. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that ID portion, their documents, been there, done that. Just
Yeah.
kind of watching this stuff kind of unfold firsthand. Even mother, when I was in a shelter, she worked there. She was the very last person I met on my journey, and I'm literally like, the stuff that you've seen in there, you're just like, wait a minute, it gotta
Mm-hmm.
be more than this. We need more kingdom minded people to come into positions like this so that the change can happen. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when people go through homelessness or go through the prison system, they might not can't even come out and get a job.
That's
Listen,
right.
Mm-hmm.
let
Mm-hmm.
alone a place. So how
Mm-hmm.
about we put some kingdom folk in place? Y'all got some y'all know how you open up low income housing, open up some job spaces for these particular
Exactly.
people. How about that? Like
Yeah.
let's
Exactly.
do that because people it's easier said than done. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Some people they just think automatically, oh, they supposed to no. Going through homelessness does something to your mental mind. Going
Yes.
through abuse, it does something to your mental mind. And if that's not being healed and taken through a process of healing, having a job and a house ain't gonna mean nothing. You understand what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I'm with you. I'm with you 100% on that. So we praise God for my father's business
Yeah.
that you do what God is gonna give you the strength to do. And so my very last thing that I want to touch on a little bit, Paige, is how do you balance it all? You're a mom and a wife. Okay. How do you
I'm
balance?
a
How do you
mother
balance?
of five. I have 5 kids.
Grace,
I have,
Jesus, grace.
yeah, but you know, I have never been a type of woman where when I was young, I wanted kids. I was like, ooh, Jesus Christ. But even when the wild's coming down up in here, it's my beautiful chaos. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I call it because it's like some women aren't made to like raise a whole house full of people. But I actually love cooking. I love cleaning. I love my bad little girls. They are a mess. But I keep praying over them because I say, devil, you can't have them. But I
Right.
love my family. And I feel like when your heart is in something, it's easy to do. You know, some people be like, girl, you got 5 kids. How you do it? How you can't do it? Sometimes that we look down on women with 5 and 6 and 7 kids, we look down on because they be like, you know, girl, I can't see me doing it. Well, God gave you what he gave you because he knew you could handle it. He gave me what I gave me because he knew I could for sure handle it. Some women were made to raise a village by themselves. Some women was only
Mm-hmm.
made to raise one. You understand what I'm saying? So I handle it and I hold it together well because first I get my strength from God.
Mm-hmm.
And when these feet hit the flow, we just go, go, go. And I have my mamas where I get tired, but it comes easy when you have a partner. See, some women can be married and still be single in a marriage.
That's
I say
right.
that to say, if you
Hmm.
don't have a partner that helps you and know you get tired and know you need a break and you know can't take over the stove and cook sometimes. I have a husband that is like my 100% partner, and I thank God for him. He know when I'm tired. He know when I had
Mm-hmm.
enough. He be like, babe, go lay down. I got it. You know, go ahead. I'm a cook. It. I do it good when cause he work on the road and I'm always home with the girls. And I go to school, you know, and I'm about to start back working just to have something small to do. But women are strong. We can manage a lot, and it's
Yeah.
some things men will just fall and hit the flow over. But women,
Mm-hmm.
we do it because baby, it's something about a woman. God made us equipped powerful. We was like, I feel like we was God's most precious creation because
Mm-hmm.
we can withstand a lot. I'm
That's
talking
right.
about a lot, a
Mm-hmm.
lot. And my husband knows some days I get tired, but most of the time I'm going. And he have to say, babe, time to sit down. So that's the key. When you have a good partner, it
Mm-hmm.
all work out. It
Yes.
all and we have a lot of kids, but we be like we can't see it no other way. Sometimes we lay together, we hold each other, and we be like, he be like, I love my marriage, and I be like, I love my marriage too, and that's why I say it's our beautiful chaos because to other people it might be like, oh my god, but to us we be like, we don't see it no other way, you know.
Amen.
And that's a blessing to have a supportive partner. You know, people be watching my videos and they don't know my husband watching too. He a subscriber too, so he getting all of this brand new with y'all. So it's parts of my life he finding out with y'all. So it's like having a supportive husband, having somebody that's with me saying, "Babe, you did a good job. You did such a good
Mm-hmm.
job." That means a lot, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So having a unlimited husband, you know, and appreciative he concerned with me, you know, and he concerned with how I feel about God. So he know my heart is in everything I do. He know what type of person I am. Like he be like, "But you would talk to anybody," and I don't mind because I don't know who God is sending my way, you know.
That's right.
And that's how I look at everything. Like, go at first, everything else it'll fall in, you know.
Yeah,
And I
it
tell
is.
people all the time, I'm not perfect, you know.
Right.
I still got a lot of things to be delivered from. You understand? I got generational curses. I'm fighting, you know. Every day I'm fighting generational curses, you know. So I'm just doing the best I can to be as human as I can be and caring. I live my life a loving person. I tell people about Father Yahweh. I try not to get over on. Evil intent don't live inside of me. It's only to help. It's only to help. And my prayer every day is keep my garment spotless, wrinkled, and blemish free. Forgive me for sins known and unknown. Give me a forgiving heart and a
Yeah.
peaceful mind. That's my prayer every day. And give me the strength. If I can help somebody, Father, send on my way. Keep me covered in your blood. Watch over
Amen.
me. We gonna bind and loose everything that's not for me. I go in full prayer mode in the car. If you want to see that side of me, that's in the car in the morning before me and the kids get up and we on our way down the road with my coffee in my hand. I'm rebuking devils all morning because I'm on a mission
Amen.
every day. Mother, wife, praying warrior, praying wife, praying mother. Cause I tell my kids all the time, somebody pray for me.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
somebody got
true.
to send up prayers for y'all and your friends, your family. Ain't nobody off limits, not even my enemies. Pray for them
Mm-hmm.
too.
That's right.
I do it by the strength of God. He keep me every day, and I thank him for it. I'm 31 years old. People be like, "You so wise. You got an old soul. You so." I'm telling you, people older than me call me and be like, "Paige, I got a problem." And I be like, "I'm right here."
Wow.
And I thank God for that. I have an old spirit, and I thank God for that.
I think
I
your
do.
grandmother had a lot to do with that too.
She did. Rest her soul. Rest her soul. She did.
Uh-huh.
Amen. Well, Miss Page, we thank you so much for coming
Yeah.
on to Tears to Purpose Real Talk, blessing us with your amazing story, with your amazing heart, for the people, for the set people that God has called you to. Evangelist Hubbard, do you have anything you want to say before we get off the air tonight?
Just keep on doing what you're doing. You're going to help a lot of people. You're pulling a lot of people into the kingdom, and that's what it's all about. So be
Thank
encouraged and
you.
continue.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for
Thank you,
sharing
ladies,
your
for
story.
having me.
You're
Thank you for
welcome.
having me. God bless y'all and keep y'all. And I pray that this show continues to prosper and that he continues to use y'all because we need more platforms like this for women, you know, and for men to come vent when they need to. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I'm all for equal, you know,
Yes.
equal. So I love the fact that y'all are doing this. Keep on pushing. And I just pray that God continues to allow this channel to prosper. And I thank God for y'all.
Amen. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Paige, go ahead and let everybody know how they can connect with you, or like your social medias and things like that.
You can find me on Facebook at Paige Parkerson, Paige Parkerson, Parkerson, or you can find me on TikTok at Paige Parkerson. If you're interested in watching my story, right now I have parts 1 through 6 out on my YouTube channel. And on my Facebook, I have part 7 out. I had to do it live on Facebook because YouTube connection wouldn't let me on. So if you're interested in watching my story, my YouTube channel is YouTube at Paige Parkerson. And my email is parkersonpage@gmail.com.
All right. So listen, y'all, it's been real in the field. Y'all know how we do. Listen, y'all go ahead and go follow Miss Page. Go support her. Go watch her story. I'm definitely sure that she's going to be giving you more detail on what happened and just the inkling of her life. But just be praying for her. Let's cover her. Let's continue to support her as God continues to elevate her in her mantle, in her call. And we just thank you again, Paige, for joining us this evening. So you guys make sure that you like and follow and tag somebody into this awesome interview you on tonight. Bless somebody with this show tonight, because there's so many nuggets that was dropped that I'm sure it will be helpful to you guys. And we will be back on next week live Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you guys make sure that you watch and turn your notifications on. And we're out. So thank you guys for watching and have a great night.
God bless.
God bless you.
Entrepreneurs, experts, Christian relationship experts, that is, people in ministry that have a phenomenal story, all kinds of business owners, from restaurants to beauty,